Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and this evening we're going to be having a look at the thunderstorm threat over the next few days, as it does look like we're going to have some more active thunderstorms, especially in the east. Do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. Do remember to follow me on Twitter as well, link is in the description. So we'll first have a look at some thunderstorm images from last night. Unfortunately, it did look like the thunderstorm threat was going to be more widespread than it was in reality. If we do go back in my timeline, you can see thunderstorms were developing in the channel, but unfortunately they really only impacted in the end parts of the southeast. Now, these are not all of the lightning strikes, these are all of the cloud to ground lightning strikes, and you can see they were all in sort of the southeast corner of England. And we thought perhaps they would move further westwards and a bit further northwards as well, but it did look like that never really materialised. We can also see some more radar images, seeing these intense thunderstorms in sort of the Kent area, and you can see it's a better radar detector for lightning, and you can see even more lightning strikes there on a paid service. If we also have a look at more images, you can see going through sort of the Tunbridge area, we saw an intense band of thunderstorms, and once again another band of thunderstorms in Essex into Kent as well. It has cleared today, and we've seen some more showers around, and we saw some very heavy rainfall earlier. But I've seen people saying, "Oh, thunderstorms never happened; it was a bust." But look at some of these images. These were down in Kent. We saw a big shelf cloud moving in from Kent, offshore into Kent. We also saw some intense lightning and some very photogenic scenes. So, unfortunately, yes, the thunderstorm threat wasn't quite as widespread as we'd initially anticipated, but those areas in Kent that did see those thunderstorms, they very much were pretty severe. If we do have a look at the live radars, we could be seeing some more thunderstorms over the next couple of days. At the moment, we have some heavy showers in the south and central England, heading into East Anglia as well. There's no real chance of these pepping up into thunderstorms, as there's really no any convective energy with this. There's still the thunderstorm warning in the southeast. It's been shrunk to the southeast corner for today, but is expanded tomorrow and into Saturday, and we'll look at that in a minute. So throughout today, there's been a chance of thunderstorms developing in the southeast. Never really have. We've seen a few very quite isolated heavy showers, but I don't think really any thunderstorms have popped off. But our eyes are all on this system in southern France. Now, it's unlikely to be completely like this, but this trough that's powering these thunderstorms is heading northwards and is going to be entering into sort of central and eastern areas. It's looking highly likely that there's going to be widespread, really quite torrential rainfall. Where we see the lightning activity, again, is favoured further south and east. It looks like at the moment there's going to be like a sort of occluded front sort of curve. If we'll have a look at the precipitation charts in a minute, that's going to be heading up. There's going to contain quite intense rain. You can't rule out a few embedded thunderstorms, but the most likely area for thunderstorms is behind that, in the hot and humid air that's going to be building in, which is going to be in this sort of southeast East Anglia corner. So that's the most likely chance to see thunderstorms. But again, there's still the chance that in the initial band of heavy rain we could see some thunderstorms further northwards and westwards as well. We're just going to have to really keep an eye on that tonight into tomorrow morning, and I'll be updating that on my Twitter as well. We've got some big light thunderstorms in the south of France, and we can look at that on the lightning detector on the Met Office website. So 3 big sort of intense cells of thunderstorms quite widely, and they're all going to be spreading northwards, heading towards the UK. Whether they stay intact is unknown at this stage, but it definitely does show that this trough really does mean business once it reaches the UK. If we do have a look at the thunderstorm warnings at the moment, we can see there is a shrunk thunderstorm warning in the southeast for today, but into tomorrow it gets expanded once again a bit further westwards. Every Saturday again a bit further westwards. It's been shrunk down what it was originally. It was reaching parts of Manchester and even getting into parts of the southwest, but it is mostly central and eastern areas that we're going to be seeing those thunderstorms, that thunderstorm potential, and definitely further south and further east. Again, it is looking likely that the Kent area, Essex, parts of East Anglia, and perhaps even the London area are going to be in prime position for thunderstorms over the next couple of days. So if you first have a look at the icon run, again, a high resolution model, so it should show these quite well. You see the showers through this evening. We see some lighter showers move in overnight before we see that heavy rain and potential thunderstorms that we're seeing over southern France spread in. And you can see it's sort of a band of rain and thunderstorms heading in, parking up over central England, going into parts of the east by sort of tomorrow afternoon. And it's behind that where we could be seeing more isolated cells. Now, I wouldn't rule out thunderstorms being within this main band, but the most likely scenario is this is just going to be quite heavy torrential rain, and we're more likely to see the thunderstorms just to its sort of southern and eastern flank, heading into sort of the London area, southeastern parts as well. Beyond that, that rain does pull away eventually. We do go a bit drier through Saturday afternoon, for it does look like more storms could be heading up from the south. Again, it's about 2 or 3 days away now, so it's got to take it with a bit of pinch of salt, especially with looking at storms. So it does look like another band of storms could be moving up through Sunday, and again, a low pressure moves in, spiraling around. We'll have a look at sort of the GFS and the longer range stuff probably in tomorrow's video, but at the moment I do want to concentrate on these thunderstorms as the most immediate impact from the weather. If we do have a look at the arpege, another high resolution model, so it should show this quite well. You see, afternoon is modelling these showers pretty well actually through this afternoon into the evening. You see some heavier rain starts to push up from the southeast and doesn't really make too much progress into the southeast corner. So very interesting there from the arpege. Really doesn't make anything of those thunderstorms moving in, and really holds it in that southeast corner, parts of Kent, only seeing the rain, perhaps the London and East Anglia, just seeing that band of rain. So very interesting from the arpege there, and I do suspect it's an outlier. It does look like on most of the other models it's moving a bit further west. So don't know what the happens with the arpege there, but then again through Saturday to Sunday showing more thunderstorms popping up through Saturday afternoon and heading northwards once again with low pressure. If we have a look at the UK Met Office run, now this is the run that's mainly used for issuing weather warnings from the Met Office. It's used for their app, and it's used in their video forecast as well. So this is the 3 o'clock run from this morning. The 3 p.m. run hasn't quite come out yet, unfortunately, but you can see it is showing, it's not really showing those showers around this afternoon particularly well. But as we head through this evening, heavier rain starts to move into central and southern areas through sort of tomorrow morning, early in the morning, and then we see that big band of rain move in, sort of an occluded front within this low pressure system, and then behind it in the London area, Kent, East Anglia, that's where we're going to potentially see these pop up very intense storms, and we could be seeing some very high rainfall totals. Last night, some areas in Kent saw between 25 and 50 millimetres of rain, again very locally where we saw consecutive storms go through, but that's on top of the rain last night, on top of more rain today. We could be seeing some quite torrential downpours causing some flash flooding potentially. So we'll have to keep an eye on how these storms do develop. But the UK Met Office run definitely going for a wider band of rain, potentially with a few thunderstorms embedded within it. But the biggest chance is where we have that hot and humid air coming in behind that weather front, getting popped off by convection, the sun hitting the ground, creating some warming, and that's where we do see these thunderstorms pop off. So I do suspect the most intense thunderstorms and most frequent lightning rates will be behind the main band. So we'll just have to see how far west that does push. Beyond that, you see generally that the areas of rain and showers move through again. Maybe some more thunderstorms in East Anglia, but as we head through the evening, but it slowly does diminish away. So I suspect it's sort of losing intensity there through the evening as we lose the solar heating. Beyond that, through Saturday, you can see again more thunderstorms potentially moving up. UK Met Office not going too intense with that, more just showers and maybe a broad area of rain in Kent. And then through Sunday again, more showers and potentially again a few isolated thunderstorms potentially in the south and southern parts of England. But again, we're getting sort of 4 or 5 days away now, or 3, 4, 5 days away. So you've got to take these all with a pinch of salt, as it's really only, you should really only look detailed. Have a detailed look at thunderstorms probably a day or two in advance, similar to what we would do with sort of snow, issuing sort of snow amounts and stuff like that. Because it's so marginal in the UK, whether we do see snow or whether we do see these big thunderstorms, or whether it's just some rain and showers. If we now have a look at the Euro 4 run, Again, you can see those showers forming tonight. Again, a bit more widespread than the Eurofor's making it out to be. And then we see those thunderstorms popping off in northern France, initially going to our east, but then eventually coming into the UK by early tomorrow morning. And we see a second round of big thunderstorms. They look very intense tomorrow morning through the channel. And they do look like they're going to die out a little bit. But again, there's some pepping up behind that main band heading in. And you can see very heavy rainfall totals. 9-10 millimeters per hour rainfall rates. So that's pretty intense rainfall. Would be, even if you do not see a thunderstorm, we could be seeing some surface flooding from that, just because that band is likely to stick over you for a few hours at least, and perhaps some parts in the east for most of the day, perhaps. As that clears again, it goes reasonably dry on Saturday morning before again the potential for some more thunderstorms popping up in the south. Definitely does look like that arpège run we saw earlier is definitely quite a big outlier, as all the models so far have shown this band going in quite far into central areas. So we'll just have to see how much that does progress further west, as that will dictate where we see the most convection, where we see how far inland the instability does come, and how many areas outside of sort of the Kent and East Anglia area will see some thunderstorms. If we finally have a look at the WRF run, if we move through, we can see there are a few showers, modelling it quite well in the south and southeast, and then we do see a wider outbreak of rain heading in from the southeast, and then we see some heavier rain pushing up, and then we do see potentially a few thunderstorms forming in the Kent area, going into Essex as well. So that definitely does look like the Kent area, Essex, East Anglia is prime position for thunderstorms. But further west, you still could be seeing some quite torrential rain, and you can't rule out some lightning activity in that, an embedded thunderstorm perhaps. We do see some convection, and it really does depend on the time of day. If this comes earlier in the morning, it's less likely to be lightning and thunderstorms within that band. If it comes further in the afternoon, when we have some more surface heating, it could allow things to fire off a little bit more. So we'll just really have to keep an eye on that. So make sure you do follow me on Twitter. I'll be updating every few hours on the radar, looking at where thunderstorms are popping off, and looking at the live radar as well. So if you are interested, either follow my Twitter, or look at your own radars, or also check out the Met Office lightning radar as well, as it does show a very good look at the way the lightning is moving. But yeah, it does eventually pull out, and it does look like we could be seeing some quite big rainfall totals regardless of where those thunderstorms form. So very interesting weather coming up over the next few days, because not only could we be seeing such a deluge tomorrow with thunderstorms in the southeast, we could also be seeing more thunderstorms through Saturday, and even Sunday is appearing on the models. But we'll have a more detailed look once we get tomorrow out of the way. As again, it's a little bit too far out to be making an accurate forecast at this stage, looking at Saturday evening into Sunday. We'll have a look at that more tomorrow when it comes into the sort of 36-hour time frame. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.